I think that's more exciting to me. I'm not interested in someone being likable. Worst word ever attached to female characters.
It's also an expectation that's put on female characters that isn't on male characters.
Completely, yeah.
I think what makes it interesting, especially watching your performance in the film, is that, like, what Emily's able to do is bring, like, the humanity and the point of view of the character across. So even though you're like, this is horrible and this is really toxic, you understand how she's getting there.
Hello, and welcome to the Los Angeles Times Envelope Actresses Roundtable. I'm Lorraine Ollie. Let's meet our guests and hear about the films that brought them here today. Emily Blunt is Dawn Staples, who lives through the birth of MMA fighting alongside partner Mark Kerr in The Smashing Machine.
It's about perspective, okay?
Elle Fanning plays Rachel Kemp, an American actress who gets absorbed into a Norwegian family's drama in Sentimental Value.
Is it just me? It just doesn't feel right.
Jennifer Lopez portrays Ingrid Luna, Aurora, and the Spiderwoman in the musical drama about Argentinian political prisoners hoping for a better world in Kiss of the Spiderwoman.
Someday you'll give in.
Gwyneth Paltrow is actress Kay Stone in the manic comedic drama about a rising table tennis player and con man in Marty Supreme.
I can't.
Come on, you watch me dethrone the #1 ranked player in the world.
I'm not available.
Sydney Sweeney portrays champion boxer Christy Martin, who ascended to the top of her sport while enduring an abusive marriage in the biographical drama Christy.
I need help, Mama.
Tessa Thompson is the brilliant and manipulative Hedda Gabler in a new twist on Henrik Ibsen's classic play, Hedda.
If you ruin this vow, she'll never forgive you.
Welcome, everybody. Before we get to the projects that brought you here today, I just wanted to ask, was there one particular film, performance, or actor, actress that inspired your career that kind of made you want to get into acting or stay in it? I wanted to
Wait a minute, you said this was going to be a shallow question.
I'm sorry. Should we start
Very
with
reverent question.
I thought we
Favorite
were like,
color?
who are you wearing?
Favorite color? Green.
I love sand.
Natural blush tone.
Gwyneth, can I start with you?
Sure. Okay, well, I'm just going to be really honest and say that, I grew up, my mom is an actor, I guess, right? Actor. And so I grew up watching, like, incredible performances on stage my whole life as a kid. And I kind of definitely wanted to follow in her footsteps. But when I saw Pretty Woman in high school, I was like, I want to be Julia Roberts. Like, that was I was so inspired, and I thought she was, like, so effervescent and like amazing, and
that wattage.
And it was like a different thing that I had grown up watching Chekhov and stuff like that, and I was like, oh my gosh, so that's mine.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I was gonna come like a thief in the night and say that was mine as well. Yeah, I have this lasting memory of just being pinned to the couch by her, and she was so extraordinary in it. I did, and she'll roll her eyes, Meryl, is what everyone says, but it's when I saw her in Kramer versus Kramer.
Right.
That scene when she's getting in the elevator and just the freedom and the nuance, and it was so wild. I didn't even know what those words were when I saw it the first time, but now I realize why I was so sort of captivated by it.
Wow. What about you, Jennifer?
Me, I've said this many times. When I was little, my mom really loved musicals, and she showed me every musical under the sun. But the one, of course, that kind of stuck with me was West Side Story. And watching Rita Moreno kind of sing and dance and act in a movie, be Puerto Rican, it was so impactful on me, and it made me do what I do today, everything about it. And I cite it all the time because there was really nobody else for me to look to at that time. And so it's it's something that I say so often, but I will continue to say for the rest of my life because it is absolutely true. It changed my life when I saw that movie.
Wow. I don't remember the feeling of watching it, but I remember what happened after. I remember when I saw Angela Bassett in What's Love Got to Do with It.
Oh, yeah.
And I just suddenly did Tina Turner at my school. I mean, there was no place for it. I just everywhere I could perform Tina Turner, I'd go into my grandmother's closet and get all of her clothes. I cast friends of mine as the Ikettes. So it must have made a huge impression on me. Just watching her in that. Something about. Everything about her.
Yeah.
That.
Nice. She did the thing.
That was such a powerhouse performance. I mean, it's just like one of those things you never forget when you see it.
Performance. And Tina Turner is such an impossible person to embody. She's so singular, and Angela does it and brings all of herself to it. She just blew me away as a kid. I was like, what alchemy is that?
Sydney, how about you?
I mean, I grew up loving Evita or Phantom of the Opera, Titanic. I don't think there was a singular project that's oh, this is what's made me want to do this. I had a lot of imaginary worlds growing up, and so watching these movies would then inspire me to create all these different characters. And it just made me want to live within these imaginary worlds and try all these different lives.
Yeah. And you've been doing this since you were a toddler, so I don't know your consciousness at that time.
I'm definitely lucky because I kind of call myself a Nepo sister because I had a built-in kind of role model, so I was, watching her from a young age and getting to visit her on film sets, and obviously that was super inspiring. I think for me, also, I loved Grease growing up so much. And Olivia Newton-John, I know it, it's obvious, it's Grease, but I just remember watching that movie on repeat, and I would change my clothes when Olivia changed her looks, and I would sing the songs, and I would go out to our pool and put the pink paper in the pool when she sings Hopelessly Devoted, and go like this and spray it with perfume. I knew every line. So that was, I've never truly done a musical like that, but maybe one day. But that was, opened my eyes to wow, this is what movies can be. I just watched it on repeat. So.
Yeah. Jennifer, Kiss of the Spiderwoman is this really fantastical musical story, but it's set in this really tough time in Argentinian history. Why this story now?
First of all, I think it's never been more relevant, which is really scary. Manuel Puig wrote the novel in the 70s about these two prisoners during that uprising in Argentina. And it really was a love story. And it's really about seeing the humanity in another person, two very different people with different political views. Couldn't be more different, right? One is gay and queer, and the other one is just this political revolutionary, and the two of them just were oil and water. But during that time, because they escaped into the movies, which is Kiss of the Spiderwoman, they were able to slowly come together and see each other for their souls instead of who they were on the outside. And I think with everything that's happening in the world right now, especially even in this country, with Latinos and queer communities being targeted, demonized, that there's never been a more important time to say, look at me on the inside.
Yeah.
Stop with all of this divisiveness, and let's really see people for who they are.
Their fingers touch, tingling with electricity.
It was important. When I read the script, I'm gonna be honest, I was just happy to be able to do a musical because my thing was West Side Story, and I was I want to do a musical so bad. My whole career, that's been my thing. And I finally was reading it, and it was oh, I get to sing, I get to dance, I get to act, I get to play these three characters. Holy fuck, this is sick. Oh my God, this is happening. But when you go to the deeper levels of what the story's about, you realize like it wasn't a mistake that this story has surfaced 70s, the novel, 80s, the movie, 90s, Cheetah Rivera on Broadway, they turned it into musical, Kander and Ebb wrote the music, and then now again today, so many years later, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it was meant to be, and I was happy to be able to help bring it to life.
And your scenes were incredible.
Thank
you. It's like watching like an Olympian, you know, with the precision of the dancing and this. You were really amazing.
Thank you.
You were.
You're so sweet. Thank
really.
you so much. Thank you.
So Gwyneth, Marty Supreme is set in the 1950s, and you play Kay, who is an actress from a bygone era. Who did you base her on?
She's sort of an amalgam of a few ideas in my head, but kind of principally on Grace Kelly, who also had this amazing movie career and was this incredible star, and then walked away from it for marriage, and like my character does the same. And I think, you know, and this of course is a projection because I didn't know Grace Kelly, but when I was looking at photographs and her films and then photographs after she got married, it was like the light kind of dimmed, like something, I felt that she lost something. And I felt like my character had a very rough road to get to her stardom, and Josh Safdie does a whole sort of tomes of background information and stuff for your character. And so the inference was that her life was pretty hard and dark on her way there. And so she walks away from this big career to marry this sort of unsuitable and very wealthy man. And she kind of breaks too. And then her son dies, so she has a lot of tragedy. But Grace Kelly was kind of my role model in a way.
So, why'd you stop acting? Let's talk about that.
You know, I really have to
You
go.
must miss it, do you? Come watch me play at Wembley tomorrow.
I can't.
Come on, you can watch me dethrone the #1 ranked player in the world.
I'm not available.
Oh yeah, what you got going on?
Actually, I have a big promotional event to attend to for my husband.
Oh, okay. What's he promoting?
Pens?
So Sydney, with Christy, you're playing female boxer Christy Martin, and you fully transform yourself for this role. What was that like?
Well, her story is probably one of the most important stories I'll ever get to tell. And so I felt the immense weight of how important that was going to be, and I was like, I needed to fully transform myself. And I trained every day for 3 months leading up. I put on 35 pounds. And I got to spend time with her. She's now like one of my best friends. She's incredible. Awesome. And I just kind of lived and breathed Christy.
West Virginia, coal miner country.
Yes, sir. My daddy and my brother work the mines.
So what in the hell are you fighting, Christy? What's a pretty girl like you doing getting punched in the face for a living?
I'm good at it, sir.
It's such a violent world, and there's so much violence in there, whether it's domestic abuse or it's in the ring. But I just wondered how it was to kind of go through those scenes and, you know, for her, you know, for Christy to be watching this, if she was ever on set and watching this in hindsight, was it hard for her?
So we didn't have her on set when we were shooting the last part of the movie where the domestic violence came into play. That was the first week of filming. So the attack scene was our first Friday. And to protect her, we didn't have her there. And then that following Monday, we had her come to set for the first day. And the entire crew stood up and just started applauding her.
Wow.
It was so beautiful. Like, they knew the story that we were telling, but then watching what this woman had gone through and what she fought, and then seeing her walk in, people were crying. It was so beautiful. Yeah, no, it was incredible. So then after that, she was on set all the time.
Wow.
We would be in the ring and she'd be sitting at the bottom and I'd hear her like, hit her with the left hook, Sydney. And she was having so much fun.
You like coaching.
Oh yeah. We were having a blast. Well, in the fights, we actually fought. Like, my #1 thing with all the girls, I said, I don't want this to be fake because so much of Christy comes to life in the ring. And I didn't want to be on the back of my head or have to like cut to fake the punches. So every single one of those girls, they're badasses. They punched me and I punched them. And we had bloody noses, broken noses, I had a concussion, but Christy was loving it. Yeah, she was loving it. It was amazing.
God.
Oh my God.
This is B20.
Sydney broke someone's nose. She did.
It was so much fun. It was great.
So, Emily, how much did you know about the world of MMA when you signed on to play Dawn Staples, who is the girlfriend of Dwayne's character, Mark Kerr? And he was a pioneer in the whole world of MMA.
Yes, I knew very little about the world, and I'm sort of moved that Mark Kerr was my first window into it, because in the film, you know, he is such a juxtaposition, you know, to the violence of the world. And this is a man who hit people to oblivion. And when you meet him, he's like, hi, how are you? And he's so nice. And I said to Mark one day, I said, how did you do that? And he goes, I know, it was nasty. Like, he's just so sweet and dear, and he's really sweet and eloquent. And I think he was sort of filled with this uncontrollable rage that he hardly knew what to do with. And I think he struggled so much with his own demons. But I think those godfathers of MMA, there wasn't any infrastructure of support for mental health or their bodies that were just destroyed. So the descent into painkillers was very, very common. And I think for DJ, playing him, you know, he has lost a lot of friends himself, you know, to suicide and concussion injuries and from the wrestling world. So it was just a real ode to those guys who, this sport was built on the shoulders of them, and no one really knows their name. And so in the same way that you talked about Christy getting that love, you know, Mark, who I think has a lot of shame about how he deteriorated and what he might have thrown away under the pressure.
There's no way I can't ride that.
Why?
Why? Because my tummy. You know what that would do to my tummy. I would get sick everywhere. I can't do that.
No, it's about perspective, okay? On the inside, you don't feel it. It's like you're not moving. You're like pinned against the wall, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
So for Dawn and him, and I'd never had that gift before, to meet the person and absorb them in that way. You're normally building something from an embryonic stage, your version of it. And she was so candid and so open and so exposing about this volcanic love story that they had. That was such a hazardous relationship. And I was so nervous for her to see it, because I wouldn't want someone to make a movie about the more volatile times in my life, you know. I don't want that out there. So it was just nerve-wracking, you know, but I think they both struggled with so many demons that she was incapable of catching this person who was unraveling, because she was also as well.
Right. Okay, so with Hedda, it's a provocative adaptation of Henrik Ibsen's play. So your castmate, Nina Haas, said that Hedda Gabler is for women actors what Hamlet is for men. Do you agree?
Sure. I recently like to say that Hamlet is the male Hedda, just because I think it's a nice reversal. I think people say that because the truth is we don't have that many things that are, you know, canonical in the same way that Hedda Gabler is. So it feels like this behemoth thing. It's one of the parts, you know, in theater that I think it feels like a mountain to climb. And there's a kind of complexity to the character that has compelled audiences and thereby actors for centuries, which is the case with both of those characters. But I think the comparison is kind of boring, frankly. I guess the thing that it does capture is like, you're playing Hamlet, you're playing Hedda. I remember an actor saying to me, oh, I learned in drama school you have to have your Hedda ready. And I did not have my Hedda ready. I got it ready. But I think it is one of those parts where you're like, oh my goodness, you know,
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing.
So wonderful.
Take. So, yeah.
Why are you like this? You must know who she is by now.
Oh, God.
She'll be in control. You'll see. I know who you are. You don't want her in control. I'm not stupid, Hedda. No, you're not stupid. You're so clever, aren't you?
Stylistically, just the wardrobe, and the same goes for Marty Supreme. The same goes for Spiderwoman. I would want to take pieces off the set home with me.
Yeah.
Can you secretly do that or no?
No.
No, you
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you can.
Did you take the keys to the gun? Did you take the keys to the gun
I did take
cabinet?
the key.
You did.
I did take
was
one
like, I
key.
would
That's
take
the only thing. I was
keys
like,
to the gun.
I was trying to take one thing.
Yeah.
Usually it's a piece of the set. But
okay.
yeah, I did take the
Good
key.
idea.
Yeah.
I tried to take the Birkin bag from Royal Tenenbaums.
Yes, you did.
So I took the loafers instead. Not the same. Not quite.
I was almost due for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I couldn't get it together well enough in time, and I want to do justice. But one day.
Next year.
Yeah.
I'll lend you the loafers.
Oh my God.
So, Elle, in Sentimental Value, you play Hollywood actress Rachel Kemp, and she's tapped to play a role in an art house European production. Okay, so you're also coming off a box office #1 hit in Predator Badlands. So did you see...
Thank you.
Did you see any parallels between Rachel and what's going on in your career?
I kept thinking there's a lot of meta-ness going on in this film, particularly for my character being the Hollywood actress coming to Oslo for the first time, working with a Norwegian director. Like, we were rehearsing rehearsal scenes in the house. So I was like, okay, I was also kind of thinking to myself, trying to memorize, how am I in rehearsals? You know, like, I'm like, how do I sit? Oh, I'm putting my hand here. Why am I putting my hand here? So there was a lot of layers. But I think because Joachim and I, we talked a little bit about, like, Rachel, I don't know, not like backstory, or we don't overanalyze that, but we kind of came up with, she probably has done a lot of, like, YA films. She's probably in big franchises. Like, she's a very known person, but she hasn't necessarily had that meaty role yet. So I think for me, even though the films are so drastically different, they really work together, and coming off of this action-packed film to go to this very intimate, emotional foreign film in Oslo, they fed into each other in ways that I didn't expect them to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
Is it just me? It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right for you either, does it? Me doing this film?
Of course it does.
I don't think it does.
And at one point, Rachel realizes that she may not be the right person for the role that she's in. So I just wanted to throw this to all of you. Have you been in that situation where you're in a project and you're like, you know what, I don't think this is right? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
There were so many things
I get
about
this question all the time.
There were so many things about Sentimental Value that really struck me. I was like, and I thought your portrayal just like was so beautiful at capturing that feeling of imposter syndrome.
I was saying, like, the sort of half-committed acting, you know, in the rehearsal. I was like, that's skills right there.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, playing someone who's miscast. I know I've never pulled out of something so far into the process, because Rachel's she's pretty in it at that point.
Yes.
So she does a very kind of surprising, brave thing, actually, to walk away from something that she wants really badly. But
it's such an act of kindness in the context.
It is, which it's like
in a way that feels like so generous.
Yeah, and she could have been a kind of cliche version of that Hollywood star, and Joachim didn't write her that way, which was really, I loved that. Because I get that question all the time now, because, and I've read a script before and I've been like, oh, there's maybe 2 female parts, and I'm like, they ask me, like, do you like this one? And then I'm like, oh, no, I like the other one. Like, I think I've done that, but I don't know. Yeah, I've never like walked away or something like.
And you don't have to name names. You don't.
Yeah.
Say, like, it was this, but I went through with it. And
Keep looking at me. I think you want me to answer it, and I don't have a good answer for you.
I've never
No
felt like
pressure.
once you start filming, I
You
feel
gotta
like
figure it out.
you gotta
know?
figure it out before you step on set.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first day, you don't even know. You're like, am I gonna be able to do it? I don't know.
Week. I feel like I'm 10 paces behind myself the first week, like trying to grab purchase of
I
it.
once did a movie called The Perfect Murder a long, long time ago, and I was like, I feel too young for this part. I was like in my early 20s, playing like this married lady, on Park Avenue.
How old was your husband in it?
It was Michael Douglas, so he was like well into his 50s, I want to say, and I was like,
You were too young for it. Your instincts are right.
and I was just like, I didn't know how to. I was so young. I just felt like I'm out over my skis here. I'm too young to know how to like play a wife. And
your character Kay, at one point in Marty Supreme, she's dealing with a pretty rough review of
her comeback.
Yes, of her comeback. So, how do you all deal with it when you come upon rough reviews? I have never written a rough review in my career.
How's that possible?
Hard to believe.
We don't
That was a convincing performance.
I personally never read anything. I try to never read anything about myself, full stop, ever, period.
Yeah. It's better to
Wait, anything about yourself ever, period, or reviews of your films? Because I don't read reviews of my films either. I don't look at that stuff, but people will bring you it when it's good, right? They'll be like, they said this, and you're like, oh, nice, great, right? But there's other things that people say that you don't read anything.
I try
or you
to
don't
never.
See, you come upon it.
Sometimes I'll come upon it.
And you want to die.
I want to die.
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing when someone's like, forwards you a link to something really horrible about yourself and like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, I'm like,
I don't
thanks.
want to know.
I
don't want to know.
But I do try to avoid. I'm not. I deleted Instagram in August.
Me too.
I was like, I'm off. I deleted my Apple News feed, everything. I was like, I just can't take any of it anymore.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, it does. You need a cleanse every once in a while. Yeah.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, you're like, I can't do it. Yeah.
But when this stuff seeps in, how do you, when there's stuff out there that is not about your acting, that is not about your business life, how do you focus? How do you kind of push that stuff aside and just go and face forward like, this is what I want to focus on? Like, what do you use to sort of get yourself to push this stuff away?
Like, what are the tools?
Yes, thank you. That's the word.
I think it helps when you love what you do. Like if you're loving the characters that you get to play, you're loving the people you get to work with, and you're proud of what you're doing, then it's just outside noise.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
when we walk on set, the world kind of disappears, and we get to come to life in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
And those are the moments that matter, and the relationships that matter. Everything else is just people we don't know.
So, Emily and Tessa, I wanted to ask you about embodying the role through the wardrobe, through the hair, like through the transformation. Like, does it somehow get you there more emotionally as well? Can you talk a little bit about it? Because Dawn has a really specific look, and so does Hedda.
She's got a vibe for sure, and it was that very overt sort of 90s over-glamorized thing, and everything was so revealing. I feel like my tits looked like two heads by the time they were done with the Wonder Bra and the fillets, and they were just up under my chin. And so that helps because you stand different, you walk different. The nails helped me. She had these incredible long, square, chunky French tip manicure. And she talked with her hands a lot, and she'd be in his fit and she's like handsy, and that helped me. and the spray tan and the wig, and I mean, it's all fabulous. It's such an amazing thing to look at yourself and go, who's that?
And it doesn't look like you at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
It took me a bit. I was like, really? Is it?
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the construction of those dresses in the 50s, because there's so much boning, and we love the idea. Lindsay Pugh, who's the brilliant costume designer of Hedda, just being so sort of hemmed in by this dress. And at the time, I started looking up sort of women at the time, you know, starlets, what their waist sizes were, and it was extraordinary. It was like 20 inches, like 21 inches. They were just like extreme. And I had this idea in the beginning when we were constructing the dress. I was like, I'm going to try to get down. I'm going to try to really like be able to do that like new Dior, just like silhouette, which is impossible. And then we sort of found this thing where we love the idea that the dress actually doesn't fit on her because she's inside of a life that doesn't fit too squarely on her either. But just the sheer sort of circumference of the dress, she's a woman who comes into a room and takes up space. And I could do that, you know, really when I had the dress on in a way that when I didn't have it on. So when we rehearsed, I was never not in a rehearsal skirt, which felt like being back in the theater, you know. But it informed so much of the character. And also, I kind of started with research just thinking around my grandmothers at that time, who both were really women of their time, you know, that I think in very many ways were not as free in some ways as they would have been were it not for all of the expectations that were put on them and the ones they put on themselves. But certainly that was expressed in the way that they were dressed. It was such a big part of their currency, their perceived currency, was their beauty and their body. And that was something that felt very foreign to me, to inhabit that. You know, in a way that felt, you know, I didn't recognize that, or I had maybe suppressed using that part of me to gain power in the world. It was an interesting thing to play in that space.
Wow. So Gwyneth.
Yes, ma'am.
You stepped back a bit from doing films. You had some other things going on, but stepping back in with Marty Supreme, can you talk a little bit about what that's been like, how things have changed? And I've heard you said you were a little nervous.
I was very nervous. It had been a really long time since I had done something that like required a lot. You know, I was saying before that like doing Iron Man and the Avengers stuff is totally fun, but I think it's like doing a TV show that you go back in and you know the character, right? It's like not that difficult. Yeah. And so it had been a really, really long time. And I was like, I don't know if I remember how to do this. And I was like, how did I used to do this? And like, how are you like natural? And I mean, it was really, and then I did the camera test and I was really nervous. And I was like, I'm not sure if I can like do this. Like I really felt like a fish out of water.
It's like your character feeling
I know.
their comeback.
And then luckily, the first scene that I shot for real was a scene in the movie where she's rehearsing a play. And I started in the theater and I did a million plays before I ever did a film. And so the camera was far away and I was like, okay. You know, and I had my mom's voice in my head around, she's like, you're on the boards, you know, just let the energy come through your body. And I was
I've been
like,
wanting to hear you do your mum for so long because Robert Downey says it's the best impression.
That was a very dialed back version. But
Okay, do it for me later.
And then I thought, okay, and so it was just a much easier way back into it, and so then I felt like I think I remember how to do this. And
wow.
But a lot has changed in terms of all the, I don't know, social media and the this and the that and
the
stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff.
Throughout your careers, as we know, Hollywood likes to put people in boxes, particularly women. What boxes were they always trying to stuff you in, and what were you fighting to get out of?
I think for me, I mean, we kind of touched on it of like child actor, but I didn't feel that as so much. I think, which I'm so grateful to it, and I loved it, and I've done 2 of them, but I was in Maleficent, and I played Sleeping Beauty, which is like,
oh yes,
Disney princess in pink and her blonde. And hey,
but look at that.
I love it. Like, come on. They're like, I can be me too now. Exactly. But I think there's something to that because also I'm super interested, in that and fashion and that world and dressing up, and that's a big part of me too. But I'm a lot deeper. So it wasn't that I was pushing against it, but that's something that I think people put on me for sure.
I think people will try to do it. Like if there's a movie that it takes off, you will have to kind of try to carve out space away from that. I remember after The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh yeah.
I got offered every acerbic British bitch.
Right.
And I should not do that for a while, So I think it depends on if a film becomes like loved in that way. Yeah. That maybe is the moment where you have to go.
I think for me, I more was like, I think when I kind of stepped back to be an entrepreneur, I really confused and upset people in, 2008 or whenever I started.
Look who's laughing now. The best.
I mean, it's, it's a grind, but...
so inspiring, though.
Thank you. It's so
cool.
Nice. But, nobody understood what I was doing, and I think I faced a lot of criticism and confusion over the course of, the 17 years since I started my first, since I sent out my first Goop newsletter. People were really, so I think, I really do think that women we are so incredibly multifaceted and, we are all the archetypes. We're not just, a mother or an artist or an intellectual, like we're all the things. And so I've always kind of tried to, I don't know, make it my mission to say like, no, don't do that. Like, don't put us in boxes. Like, we get to define who we are and
Did you
how.
have to remind yourself of that when you were facing some backlash? Was it hard for you to keep going and ignore it?
It was really hard. I mean, some days I was like, why did I do this? Like, this is so, the headwinds are so extreme, and like I'm, so misunderstood, and I was like, I had a perfectly good job, or like, people did my hair, and like, why on earth did I do this to
I feel like you also did it before. I feel like now there's a lot more cultural appreciation for people that are doing multi-hyphenates and starting businesses, and there's, you feel so much more
coffee, Gwyneth, now.
to it, but I feel like you did that early.
Yeah, a lot. I think our generation started thinking like, we need to, I want to do other things. Yeah. Even when I started acting, and I had done my early films, Out of Sight, Selena, and then I decided I wanted to record music, and it was such a big deal. And people were like, they're never going to take you seriously as an actor ever again. And I was like, okay. But I want to sing. Yeah. I want to make music. I want to dance.
And you had the #1 movie and the #1 album in the same time, right?
Yes,
what year was that? That was awesome.
Oh, I don't remember what year it was, but it was a long time ago. And it's
amazing. Okay, so
it's a big deal. It was a big deal at the time.
That's cool.
But that's the thing. Everybody's always going to try to tell you like, you can only do this, or you can only do that, or you can only do these things. And I had my perfume line, and I had my clothing lines, and I had my J.Lo Beauty Now. You have all these things, and people but you have to just do what feels good for you. Yeah. It doesn't mean it's for everybody. Yeah. Somebody wants to just act their whole life. That's beautiful too. That's fantastic. Yeah. Or whatever you want to do with your life. But if you want to try different things, I feel like I still have other things I want to do. There's a lot of other things. Yeah. I still want to direct. I still want to, write more books. I want to do more things. And I don't ever feel like there's somebody who can say to me, no, you can't.
No, I mean, you definitely...
No, you can't. You can't say that to me.
And you hire Sydney and she'll break their nose.
Yeah. Sydney are friends now. I know who to call.
Exactly. Or back up.
So In your careers, in the films you've done or television shows, I'm sure you've had to have romantic scenes where you've made out with people or you've had this romantic makeout scene. What do you do if...
I thought you were going to be like, who's the best kisser? And we just all name them.
Yes.
No, I was going the total opposite direction and like, what if,
Total opposite direction.
what if they disgust you? How do you get through?
Oh, it's brutal.
It's so funny. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
I have nothing to say.
Oh my God.
You don't have to name
I've
names.
loved every single one.
Everybody was so nice and so great.
Lovely.
Imagination.
I've had a couple bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You just do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
It's a bad feeling though. It's interesting. It's always interesting because I feel like when you're doing a kissing scene where it's a totally nice person and it's fine, it's hard to articulate that it's like not real and it's not really sexual and it's sort of. But when you kiss someone and you feel like it's off, then all of a sudden it feels real.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yes.
this is not going in the right.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
I don't like it.
So if this acting thing hadn't worked out, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd be an interior decorator. I love that. I love anything creative, fashion, makeup, hair. Like I might be one of the hair and makeup people, but I really love houses and decorating them, and it makes me so happy. It brings me so much joy. I cannot tell you.
Do you love a Pinterest board?
Oh my gosh.
She's aroused. She's like literally.
I'm having the amount of Pinterest boards that I have.
It's so crazy.
It's insane.
It's crazy. And it's like dream house, this house, New York house, my house in France. I don't have a house in France. But it's like one day, if I did, I have a whole board for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Love it. So that's what I would do. What about you guys?
I think I would have like an eclectic boutique somewhere. And make like dollhouse miniatures or something. I love miniatures. Or I would have my own Halloween costume line. Because I love fashion, I love Halloween, and I think we need like a upscale chic Halloween line.
So you can help me with my
and niche, very niche costumes.
Yeah.
Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Creepy. I like that. Your creepy niche boutique.
Yes.
With dollhouses and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all getting creepier.
It's all
good.
Hereditary.
The one thing sometimes that I feel like I miss from having this have been my preoccupation for so long is like a life with many chapters. Like I love when you meet someone and they're like, I did this briefly and then I spent 5 years doing this. And there's all these things I'd love to do, like be a florist, you know?
Right.
Or I would have loved to be a dancer or work in politics, or I was interested in law. But I feel recently really with producing, like it's a thing that just I really love so much. I really love storytelling and getting to tell it from the ground up and just be obsessed. You get to do all sorts of things when you produce and when you're involved in every element of a film and a story. So I think, that'd be a thing.
Gwyneth can't even answer this question. She's already done it.
I mean, I sort of feel like I am doing what I would do if I didn't, which is, I don't know, I love connecting people to good things, and that's sort of what we do with the goop content.
I would do something maybe chefy.
Are you a cook?
Do you love to cook? I love it.
What's your favorite
deeply. Oh my God. I mean,
But do you really throw down? Do you really get
I mean, I don't
gourmet?
I don't get the tweezers out and put No, I don't do that. But I do. I mean, I really just because my kids love it. I love to put on a big English Sunday roast.
Oof, the best. I love a roast.
And then it's like a 5-hour meal, and it's so wonderful and boozy and fun. But I would like to cook anything, and it's the one thing I miss about deleting Instagram is
seeing all the food content,
creeping over all the food content. Yeah.
I think I'd be a party planner.
Oh, wow.
I love throwing themed parties, whether it's like dinner parties or just parties. So like next week, I have all my friends, my family coming to my place in Florida, and I have Shreksgiving. So it's a Shrek-themed Thanksgiving. I have a luau, so I'll have like Hawaiian theme, and then I have a spelling bee, and so we'll all be dressed as like middle school nerds, and we're gonna have a spelling bee and dinner.
That's fun.
Oh my God, and you go all out.
All out.
Wow.
It's my favorite thing to do. It's so much fun. I love doing it with my friends. It's a blast.
Do you have tons of people invade? Like tons and tons?
Usually it'll be like 20 to 25, but then if it's like a birthday party or a bigger party, then I'll have like 100 people.
So every single one of your birthday parties is
all
a
themed.
theme.
This last year was space themed, then prior was like 1980s prom. And everybody shows up. My Pinterest board full of just theme ideas.
I'll provide the costume.
Exactly. Wait, we've got
There's a lot of crossover.
This could really work.
Yeah, you cook, I do the florals.
You can cook for the party, florals,
interior
costumes,
design, we're ready.
Party.
I can design the
I'll
party
come up with a
easily.
theme.
Be my
You got the merch for the.
I got the gift bag.
My kingdom for a goop gift bag.
Perfect.
Wow, and you heard it here first. So really, this is a breakthrough moment.
This is it.
Thank you all so much. This has been really fun. I look forward to attending your party. And
Right? Yeah, we're all coming to Florida.
Thank you, guys. This was cool.
Yeah, so nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Personally, I'm always really inspired by female performances where I feel like gobsmacked, like how did they do that? And it could be, anything from Katherine Hahn in the studio to, anything Kate Winslet does. That kind of like originality and power.
I love Amy Adams, and I would love to get to work with her. Arrival is really one of my favorite movies of all time.
I've always been obsessed with Mae West. This year, I have to say that Emma Stone just blew my hair back. I thought she was like beyond in Bugonia.